All right, all right, all right. I'm still getting situated. I apologize for the delay. I hope you guys can hear me well enough to hang with me for just a moment as I untangle this tangled web. Honestly, I don't even really need the earphones. It's not like I'm speaking with anybody unless anybody wants to come on, and you're always welcome to do so. All right, there we go. That's better. There we go. Let's move this little guy down here. All right. What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Mad Max in the house. The so fucking great variety show. The Russian tea room. It's whatever you want to call it, really. Whatever you're comfortable with. Doesn't matter to me. Like the hat? That's right. Represent autism. What's up? Yeah. Like you couldn't figure that out already. There's something wrong with him. Ain't nothing wrong with me. I'm just evolved. We're gonna get into some NBA, some NFL, World Series, yada yada yada. Right now, I don't know much has changed in way of score World Series wise from last I checked. We're about to watch and find out, and then I say we shall go through the picks. And bear with me as I do my thing. And it's always a process, it's always something. I'll tell you what. And we'll just do a little bit of this right here. See what's going on with the World Series. Hope everybody's having a great Wednesday. Is that what we got going on? Wednesday? Yeah. I hope everybody's enjoying Wednesday. Wednesday's going well for everybody. You know, you got the Lakers game on, Minnesota's playing, you got the World Series on, and you know what? It's all right here. Right here. One place. Who else does it like this? That outlaw. You know who he is. Mad motherfucking Max. That's right. Yeah, you know, one thing I've learned through YouTube and my journey with this Tread Lightly platform is, aside from being overly sensitive and overly critical, kind of like referees in any kind of major league sports, they just like to blow the whistle real quick, and that's what they do. That's all they do. You know what, YouTube, for the money that you get paid to do whatever it is that you do, which is basically to collect money, you just shut your ass up and you deal with it. If I distribute whatever the hell I want on my channel on my own take, that's my business. You just make sure I keep paying you. That's my only obligation, my only job, etc., etc., when it comes to YouTube or anybody else. If I do my job, then you better damn sure make sure you do yours. Yeah, you hold me to it, I'm gonna hold you to it, just as accountable as anybody else. You're not special. Yep. Speaking of not special, no, we're not going to play now. We're going to play possibly later, but not right now. No, sir. Not today. And I'm going to put the game on also over here. And like I said, if you're smart, you realize what you're seeing. You're watching 3 games at one time, 4 games at one time. and you're doing it for nothing. It's all for free. It's all for free. On my dime, of course. I'm not asking for donations or money. I never have, and I never will. Not the way Max operates. Society. And I'll mute the audio for now. So here's my plan. We're going to watch and talk about what's going on here in the World Series. We're going to talk about the Lakers. We're going to talk about all these different things. Right now, I'm not going to lie. It's still a very close game with plenty of time left to play. Series is tied 2-2. Somebody's going back to Canada down one game. That's a fact. Now, whether it's going to be Toronto, whether it's going to be the Dodgers, I don't know yet. But I do know this. It's the top of the sixth. The count's 3-2. We've got Kirk up to bat, and there's 0 outs. No runners on base yet. And he's got him, and Freddie Freeman makes it happen. That's the first out for Blue Jays. I'll tell you what, one thing that I will talk and speak to is the fact that not last night's game, but the night before, game 3, 2 games in 1, right? It was, 2 in the morning, something like that, out here Central Time. It was nearly a 7-hour game, 2 games, literally. So this is, they played 3 games in the span of 2 days, which is, it happens. But it's a little excessive. I honestly thought that what would happen was completely opposite of what did happen, meaning that I expected there to be, what do we got? Let me put some comments up. But many viewers, let's make me popular. Let's go. Hey, buddy, add me to Discord. Add me to Discord. I don't know how to do all that shit, but I'm willing to learn. Varsho on the plate. Snell on the mound. Top of the second, 1 out. 2-1's the count. And that one's a change up, and that one's going to go for another ball. 3-1's the count, 1 out. Top of the 6th round, up 3-1 over the Dodgers in Los Angeles. But anyway, back to that game 3. One of the best games I've ever seen. Loved it. It was worth staying up that late for. And I don't really sleep much anyway, so it really didn't make much difference. I don't know if I was awake or whether I was asleep or what the fuck was going on. But yeah, it was a great game all the same. Doesn't matter. I am a professional channel promoter. Here we go. I specialize in helping streamers quickly grow their subscriber count with real engaged viewers, not bots, no scams, just genuine growth. Let's chat on Discord for more details. My username is GGolahan0432. All right, man. I'm going to say this again. If you want to subscribe to me on Kick or whatever, then do it. I'm not over here going to do anything special to get subscribers. I'm not going to go out of my way to make accommodations for no good reason in way of paying my way to get subs or views. That's not what I've been doing for the last year, and that's not what I'm about to do now. And that is the end on the double play here. Into the 6th, going into the 7th. Freddie Freeman. I heard that name a lot. Beautiful. Anyway, as you can obviously see, if you're paying attention, you can see what's going on everywhere over here. You can see whatever it is you want to see, depending on how close you choose to look. You know what I'm saying? Do this. I don't know if that makes it any easier for you. I have no idea. Just, it widens everything up for me, and I don't know what it does on any other platform. But clearly, if you're paying attention, then you're enjoying yourself right now. You're seeing things that you might not be seeing otherwise, and I hope you enjoy all of it at my expense. Game 3 was fantastic. Loved Game 3. Game 4, it was, I don't know what happened. I mean, I know what happened. I obviously watched the fucking game. They lost. But it's the way they lost is what really gets me, and how it mind-boggling. But they were tired. I figured that the East Coast team would have a harder time adjusting to West Coast time and doing a better job. But no, I was wrong. It happens. Not very often, but it does happen. Yeah. A lot of things going on. A lot of things. World Series. And I want to say thank you out there to all the new viewers and subscribers and everybody else. I really do appreciate it. It means a lot. And thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And that's on any and every platform. So appreciate it. Appreciate it very much. Let's keep it going. Like I said, we're building community. We're growing slowly but surely. It's happening. And you know what? We are resilient, meaning we don't take shortcuts. We don't half step. We do what it takes, and we do it the old-fashioned way. We call it the hard way. You can call it the honest way. You can call it the right way. We're doing it my way, and that's the way I do things. That's what I stand on. That's how we roll. That's how I operate. Love me or hate me, doesn't make any difference. You're still going to watch, and you're going to tune in because you have your own reasons, just like I have mine for doing the things that I do. So we're all a part of the same gang. And then we'll look into the NBA, of course, and the NFL. I'm going to make my picks. We're going to do all that right now. We're still watching the game, bottom of the sixth, no outs. Look at Sandy Koufax there. Yeah. Like I said, plenty of time left right now. Maybe Sandy Koufax looks good, Shohei Ohtani up at the plate. Swing and a miss. 1-2 is the count. 0 outs, bottom of the sixth. Shohei Ohtani at the mound for the Dodgers. You savage. He's been pitching his arm off. Literally. Very taxing. Not easy to do. And Ohtani gets a hit, and it's an out. Just like that. Good hit. Even better play on the other end by the Blue Jays to him. Making that play, getting him out. So, unbelievably well played by the outfield of the Blue Jays there. Taking care of business. Hustling. And like I said, it's not like I can't turn on the microphone and the volume and we can't listen to the game. There's nothing wrong with that. Is that what you want to do? Is it? Because we can do that. We can get in some real gangster shit. Hold on, before we get into some gangster shit, we get into here. There we go. That way, we got my football spiel ready, yada, yada, yada. And for all you gambling degenerates out there, and you know who you are, you know exactly who you are. You know if you're a gambling degenerate, if you, like most Americans, live paycheck to paycheck, and on Friday after work, first thing you do after you cash your check is you go to the 7-Eleven or the Quick Serve or the Come and Go or the Quick Stop or whoever the fuck knows. You buy yourself, what do you buy? You buy 2 cartons of cigarettes, probably 100 so they last longer. You buy 2 cases of cheap-ass beer. And then, what else do you buy? You know what it is. You buy scratch-offs. So you've just worked a week, maybe 2 weeks to buy scratch-offs, alcohol, and tobacco. And now you're wondering where your money is. Half that, out of those 2 cases of shit beer that you bought, 1 case is to drown your sorrows in the parking lot as you scratch off the other half of the losing lottery ticket you just spent $100 or $200 on. The other one is to be able to chain smoke and gamble the rest of your money away over the course of the weekend on games that you know you're not going to win because you're a shitty gambler and you don't know what the fuck you're doing. So stop. You want to be that guy? And you know what? Continue to live your life the way you do. See where it gets you. Nowhere. When I make my picks, I do it for fun. I enjoy doing it. If I didn't enjoy it, guess what? Wouldn't fucking do it. That's simple. He ordered the Pentagon to immediately start testing nuclear weapons. Well, Trump says he ordered the Pentagon to immediately start testing nuclear weapons. What, you don't think they're working anymore? Come on. That's the end of the 6th. Dodgers didn't do jack and shit. Going into the 7th now, and you know what? After we get back from this commercial break, I'll go ahead and put on some shit. We can listen to game coverage since, maybe I'm not the most exciting guy in the world, depending on who you ask. But that's all subjective. Anyway, the moral of the story is don't be the shithead that works for somebody else, makes jack shit, and then blows it away. There's no difference between gambling that way versus gambling, sports betting, whatever you want to call it. Prop betting, I don't give a fuck. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. Save your money. Save your money and do business. You can try to make money, you can try to chase money, or you can do business. Learn how to do business, and the money will come to you, and you don't need to chase it. You get to a certain point, and that money will start making money for you. That's the point you want to get to. That's where you want to be. Unfortunately, the odds are already stacked against you. That's because you're involved and inside the system. As long as you're in the United States, here in America, you're already in a system that isn't here to help you. It's here to make you and turn you into a consumer, to teach you how to buy and spend and get shit that you don't need, useless items and things that don't make any difference and depreciate and in the future have no value. But they don't teach you that. What they teach you in school is just enough to be a useful idiot, to work as long as you can and make as little as you can and try to survive off it and be happy and smile while you do it. No. That's for little sukas. If you don't know what a suka is, I'll teach you. Russian word of the day. It means bitch. You want to be a little bitch, then you continue to be in this bitch system that we're in. And if you think that it's a free system, let me explain how it works. Nobody alive today has to be here. You understand what I'm telling you? Nobody alive today has to be here. Nobody. Myself included, and that goes for you too. That's everybody. That's across the board, all right? So in America, and I'm only talking about the United States, and I know we're getting off in the weeds a little bit. I get it. Shit happens. You know what? Whatever. My point is this, and it's very simple. You guys, for the most part, not everybody, I know my audience geniuses, so I don't have to explain this and go into very great detail because you're already involved enough and have like-mindedness, whether it be through my Bible verses or through the things that I say or my ideology, whatever it may be, you have, in whatever way that you believe it, a connection with me. And that's fine. I appreciate that, which is probably why you're subscribing to me and listening to what I have to say. But back to what I'm saying, we're in a system that we didn't want to be in the first place. Sure, go someplace else and move. Problem with that is there's no guarantee that where you're going to go is going to be any better. Matter of fact, could even be worse. And that's not what anybody wants. But let me explain. Some people, they say they can't see the forest past the trees. That's because You're focused on the tree. You're looking at one tree instead of looking at the whole forest, and you're concentrating on what that one tree's doing while the whole forest is still living and life goes on. You're looking at one tree and seeing what that one tree's doing. That's not the way you should live your life. That's not the way any of us should live our lives. And here in the United States, and pop up, but nothing going on with that one. Will Smith was looking hungry, but nope, not that time. And when I say Will Smith, I'm not talking about the weakest rapper with the softest punch. I'm talking about the Dodgers catcher. Anyway, back to what I was saying. If you understand what we live in the kleptocracy that it is, you can call it capitalism. There's nothing wrong with capitalism. There's nothing wrong with competition. That is all healthy. Those are all good things that we should have, that we need to have, that help benefit everyone here. Now, the problem is this. No one's asked to be here. And once you're here, you have to pay in order to play. What do I mean? There's a fee involved with being a citizen here and being in this system in the United States, no matter what. Some people call it taxes. It's a fee. You have to pay. It's no free lunch. There's no free rides. In the system, kind of like what I was talking to you about, not being able to see the forest past the trees, because of all of the things that we're surrounded by and being overwhelmed with and overstimulated by, whether it be luxuries, whether it be the new phones, whether it be the new TV, the new car, whether it be the new Valencia or the new Louis or the new whatever it is, Donna Karen, I don't care what it is, Hugo Boss, it doesn't matter, Tommy Hilfiger, whatever it is. That's what we're more focused about, is material items that don't make you anything. Material items don't make you anything special. They mean nothing. Material items and what they show, you know what that means? That means you have very, very low self-esteem and you're not sure of yourself. You're very weak because that's what you think gives you status. It gives you nothing. It does nothing for you. People look at you and they laugh. They don't care if you have something and what you have. They look at you and what you are and who you are. If you're only as skin deep as the watch you wear or the clothes you wear, people see right through that and they know right away that you're a fraud, a fake, and a phony. And that's what we have here. People trying to be something they're not, individualism that has gone out of hand and out of control. And not you, obviously, I'm not speaking to my audience directly, not to the people that listen to me and take to what I say to heart with a grain of salt, because I need you to think for yourself and I need pushback. I don't want anybody to sit here who's going to agree with everything that I say. That's not what I'm about, and that's not how things work. I've never been that way. I'm never going to be that way. But what I am saying is this. We're already in a prison system. We're all in it together. We don't see the prison walls because we're too busy focused on one singular thing. Whether your singular thing is gambling, or whether it's the latest phone, or the newest car, or the most trendy clothes, or the, whatever, the hottest song, the newest movie, whatever it is, that is taking away your attention and your focus. And if you allow that to happen, you're going to be that individual Friday that's going to pick up those 2 cartons of cigarettes, those 2 cases of cheap shit beer, and $200 worth of losing lottery fucking scratch-off tickets every week, living paycheck to paycheck. There's no free lunch, no free rides, no handouts. Nobody's going to do anything for you. You're going to stand on your own dick. And you're going to make it happen yourself. There's no manual for it either. If you're smart, you got good people around you that are going to help you and give you good advice and try to make life easier for you. So that way you won't have to go through, hopefully, the things that they went through. Or if you do, it won't be as bad. You got to want to not put yourself in that position and to be a part of that system and become that victim. And if you don't believe me, then A, You're either incompetent, B, you're negligent, or C, you're complicit. Meaning, A, you're too stupid to realize it. B, you understand and realize it, but you don't give a shit. Or C, you're part of the system and you're not helping it. Either way, we don't need you. We don't want you. Top of the seventh, 1-1's the count with one out. And right now, Toronto up at bat. Snell on the mound for the Dodgers. Obviously, if you're watching and paying attention, you could see all this. Why am I doing it this way and how am I getting away with it? Very simple. You overwhelm the algorithm and it doesn't know what it's seeing, it doesn't know what it's looking at, and it has no idea, especially without the volume. It just can't be done. It's too predictable. The algorithm is too predictable, not me. The algorithm didn't account for this, and they're not going to. Trust and believe. Runner on second with one out for Toronto. Menez up at bat, and that one's going to be foul. Freeman's a monster. Muncy's a monster. I don't know. I said it before. I said it earlier. I thought, and I still believe that nobody's going to beat the Dodgers in a 7-game series. I don't believe that to be true. And even if they end up losing this game and having to go back on Friday to Toronto to play in Toronto, we know they can win in Toronto. So I say at this point, regardless of how this game ends up, it's going to go down to 7. It's going to go down to 7, but I got faith in Dodgers. I got faith in Mookie Betts. I got faith in Shohei Ohtani. I got faith in Freddie Freeman. I got faith in Max Muncy. I got faith in Clayton Kershaw if we need to see him again like we did on Wednesday night. I got faith in these guys, and that's not to take away from anything that the Blue Jays have accomplished or how well they've played. And neither one of these are my squads. I'm Kansas City. But when it comes down to it and it's the postseason, I like the Dodgers. I got no issue with the Dodgers. I can't say anything about them. Out of all the various Los Angeles teams, they're probably the one that I like the most or dislike the least, however you want to look at it. It makes no difference. And we're going to get into our picks, but not quite yet. 32-25, the score in Minnesota right now. LA down. No big surprise. And if you follow the Panthers and the Missouri State Bears, Panthers are, and actually now I look at it, see the Panthers and the Bears are tied. That's pretty amazing. And then, of course, Jacksonville State and Middle Tennessee, that game's on as well. So, like I said, this is multi-view. But nobody thought about doing it like this yet. But you guys want to hear some of the game? Okay. You don't have to listen to me for a little bit. How's that? Swing over the top of the ball, starts up with the three shades up, so just make this one. You know, it's going to be 15 for 3 in a row, Kevin. Two to twos. They did not for a slider for the best. The thought here is you're going to see him swing over the top of a slider. Tippy toe. Tippy toe. Rodgers on first and second. Excuse me, first and third. One out top of the 7 to round up 3-1. It happens. It happens. Who's going to be the hero tonight?
3 balls and 2 strikes on Schneider. Snell comes up from 1-2 to 3-2.
That's a couple that Will Smith was let get away here in the 7th inning. And Bad Vlad is on deck, so.
Most pitches he's thrown in 3 years, the 116th. A 3-2 to David Schneider.
That's 2 outs. All right. Enriquez is going in for Snell, so that should be interesting. What I played yesterday. They're looking for it, but they may not get it.
Ready to lose weight? Think Wegovy.
With Wegovy, I've lost 35 pounds.
I lost 46.
For the first time, I'm keeping the weight off. I got this. I'm protecting my heart.
Wegovy is proven to lower the risk of major cardiovascular events. Don't take if you or your family had NTC, MEN2, or if allergic to it. Tell your provider if you plan to have surgery or a procedure, are breastfeeding, pregnant, or plan to be. Stop taking and get medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, or any of these allergic reactions. Serious side effects may include pancreas inflammation and gallbladder or severe stomach problems. Call your prescriber if you have any of these symptoms. Wegovy may cause low blood sugar in people with diabetes, especially if you take medicines for it. Call your prescriber if you experience vision changes, heart racing at rest, or any mental changes. Depression or thoughts of suicide may occur. Side effects of nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea can lead to dehydration, which may cause kidney problems.
Why wait?
Ask your prescriber about Wegovy today.
Did you take your vitamins?
We're not doing
That's my job.
any more
Nature Made.
commercial.
The #1 pharmacist recommended vitamin and supplement.
We bust on that. Plus puppy trying to see me, we are sorry. He's small and junior, might be us some more bitches. They keep on coming while we running for your juice, steady cutting, keep on busting.
Ooh, you know the rules.
Caesar, go get your homie, Lisa.
Cut your young ass up, leave you in pieces. Now be deceased. Don't fuck around with real G's. When you set your ugly ass off the street. So fuck these, I'll let them know it's on for life. Don't let the wet side ride tonight. Bad boy, bring it on wax and kills. Fuck on me and get your bill. Grab your drops when you see too far. Go down when you see too far. Oh, who's shocking but your folks didn't finish? Now you got the field around another minute. I hit him. Oh, minutes, then I hit him. Oh, bad boys. What? Bad boys. Murder on wax and kill. Fuck with me and get your cat bill. Here we go.
Batters desperate for guys to step forward in that reach. You don't know why that piece of quick. Strikeouts. Half of that angle, that is launch, right? It's flat in the strike zone. It's under these players. It's hard. If I'm having a flatter swing, and as strong as he is, if you throw the wrong pitch, that will create his power. But he's not up there trying to launch and hit homers. He's up there to hit the ball hard and hit it gaps, and then take advantage of where you're pitching. And home runs come out of that. Sure do. He's got 8 of them to just 5 strikeouts in the playoffs. He's got Barger at third, Jimenez at first. The 3-1, Guerrero fouls it off, and it's 3-2.
3-2 the count. Bad Vlad, what's up?
Dodgers could not get out of the situation for their sticker on Tony last time. It was the difference in the ball game. The relievers didn't cover it. Seeing Savage standing there, I can't believe he stands a lot. It's just weird. He must not like to sit, nervous energy, whatever it is. But I think his manager is going to go batter to batter now with him if there's no more runs scored in this game or this inning. Fitch to Black Jr. Overthrows it to the backstep, and here comes Barger. A single and 3 wild pitches to allow Barger to go first at home.
Runners on first and second.
That is not your typical Dodgers. But the fear of making a great pitch to a great hitter, the feeling that a manager has when he watches a runner go first, second, third, home without a hit. And so first and second for Bichette. The Dodgers over the first 142 innings pitched in this postseason had 3 wild pitches. They had 3 in this inning alone. It's crazy.
That is crazy.
I wanted to shit. Make it really hurt. They ruled that, by the way, the pass ball. Same idea. That, was a pass ball. Either way, it's a run. The Blue Jays have the insurance for the pitcher on the mound who looks unhittable. Don't see the replay of that. We're going to get that. Ball 2. Will Smith says, calm down. No, there's no way. 101 in the other batter's spot. There's no way. When you're set up for the pitch where he was set up to get 101, you keep it as wild. You keep it as a wild pitch. I'm sticking my guns because I wrote it. I mean, there's just no way. You're not supposed to catch a ball in the left-handed batter's box. Triple digits, no less. 3 balls and a strike on Bichette. Jimenez at second, Guerrero at first. Here comes. Here comes Jimenez. Jimenez is throwing this for third.
That's 5-1. With runners on first and third still.
And for the second night in a row, a Dodger reliever comes in, and the 2 inherited runners both come in. RBI king for the Toronto Blue Jays. We'll find out what the future holds for him. But right now, he is in the World Series after not competing in the first couple of series. He is 3. Coming through. He's knocked in a run in all 3 games here in Los Angeles. He's given the Blue Jays a 5-1 lead as they try to go back-to-back wins after the crushing defeat. Maybe we should stop calling it crushing because it made it look like it was nothing. 6, one way or another is going to this matchup. And this is why this game is so important for the Blue Jays. They're facing the Sheffield's complete game that we've said is as impressive a performance as you've ever watched. Some good ones. Yeah, no, he was in the strike zone. It was nasty. He just absolutely took the bats out of their hands and dominated that game.
Yamamoto better have himself a super good game on Friday.
He was equally as dominant. He made one mistake with 2 outs to Will Smith in a tie game. So he's been awesome for Toronto as well.
Yamamoto for the Dodgers, with Gosman plus that Rogers Center crowd for the Blue Jays, even playing field as this heads to Game 6.
Come on, Enriquez, you gotta just calm down. Settle your nerves.
And it may knock out your Savage because of the
Settle
delay,
down.
right? Plus they got a couple runs, but that delay in this late in the game really impacts a pitcher.
Oh, that's
You're running out against a little bit. He doesn't have exactly experience of 200 plus innings. Let's see what they choose to do. This inning comes to the bottom. Anthony Bond is ready for the Dodgers as this has gone 3-0 on Kirk. Enriquez looking for his first out. Not going to find it either. Not going to get a chance to find it again. Left-handed batting, Dalton Varsho.
Bases loaded for Toronto with 2 outs, tops the 7th.
They lead it 5-1.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that opens up a world of possibilities. With Venture X, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. And turn all of your purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And get access to over...
Just like you. To relax my mind so I can be free. And absorb the sound that keep me round, doing my thing constantly with no worries. It's to keep Murray. Just like you. Keep flowing to keep me going, to keep me growing, to keep me to eat from knowing what happens out there. It's not my concern. You want to die, it's not my turn. Just like you. Do something to me like jumping a Mercedes on the highway, doing over 80 without music, baby. Just like you. My homie on the phone like there's something new out that got me in the zone. Just that feeling got me. I wish music can adopt me. Just like you. Put me in the mood with my woman, got me in the air singing sweet nothings, make love come out your mouth, no fronting, like all of a sudden. Just like you, take away your worries and cares, any problems, music will be right there. Together match, yo, we a perfect pair. Is that true, Marvin? You, to get you the thing, this body soul snatcher, universal.
Aaron Judge seats himself for Team USA for the first time. Big foul catch. Conduit Jr. part of that as well. Dalton Varsho to the plate here at Game 5 of the World Series. A 5-1 lead for the Toronto Blue Jays. Edgardo Enriquez is the latest to come in and let inherited runners come in to score. This is a bases loaded situation that Anthony Bonda inherits. Out of the 3 times we've seen this situation in the World Series, 8 of the 9 runs have come in. Inherited, bases loaded for a reliever. A strike one on Varsho. Bonda was one of the guys that struggled out of the pen last night. Couldn't hang out.
You want me to send you a link? Come on right now, bro.
Here's the concern coming into the postseason for the Dodgers, covered up by how good the starting pitching was the first few rounds. But then busted open as the Blue Jays have been a tougher test on the starters.
There you go. Anybody want to come on, you're more than welcome to. And that's going to do it for that seventh inning that just killed the Dodgers. 5-1 going into the bottom of the seventh. You know, that was,
Here's the bill from the dealership where I got
I
my
don't know.
car,
I
and
don't
I'd
know.
like you to beat
It's
it.
just
Better deal on one of these
nasty.
cars. Not
wasn't
numbers,
expecting it to be like
Anyone
this.
can bring their AT&T.
Was hoping for
Expensive.
much more. I don't know. I don't know how to explain the way that the Dodgers have been playing so inconsistent. You take game 2, you take game 3, which was 18 innings of just very, very chess-like baseball, and then last night you let it go. Tonight you're on the verge of letting it go again, and I don't understand how. I just don't understand. It makes no sense. Makes no sense at all. But you know what? There's a lot of things that don't make sense. So whatever. It happens. And like I said, anybody wanted to come on, you want to talk, you want to chop it up about anything, there's a link. You're more than welcome to. So anybody and everybody is always welcome on here at any given time. It's an open panel anytime and every time. So I'm not here to, disrespect anybody or to belittle anybody. Not how I operate. Unless you're deserving of it, and then I'll fucking destroy you. But very rarely do I need to do anything like that. So, yeah, it's all good. So many commercials. But, one thing I have noticed commercial-wise, a couple things, actually. I haven't seen Kawhi Leonard in any of the New Balance commercials. Looks like they've taken Kawhi out of the New Balance commercials. And I have noticed a significant decrease in the amount of advertisements for your different sports book, whether it be ESPN, MGM, FanDuel, PrizePicks, DraftKings, Fantasy, Underdog, any of them, and all of them. So that's good. Like I said, you don't want to be that gambling degenerate that can't afford to do it in the first place and then try follow and catch your losses and make up for it. It's not the way it works. You're not going to be successful. So just don't do it. Don't do it. And I'll put audio back on here. Game's about to come back on. So here we go.
Vegas Savage with 11 strikeouts in this game, matching his career high that he set against the New York Yankees in the division series. How about that? 11 Ks against the Yankees in the division series.
No, I'm not trying to be pessimistic, but at the same time, I think we're going to hit our 2-hour mark, plus still go over our games here, and that's going to be nice. It's not like I'm any less disabled than I was earlier.
Most pitches that he's thrown in the postseason.
Yeah, government shutdown.
Last start of the regular season. He's got a big left fielder, Miles.
You know who really suffers for the government shutdown? Not the politicians, not the lawmakers, not the people that are causing the government shutdown. Damn.
This shows me is John Snyder is looking at the results more than he's looking at anything else. I told you before, you got to throw away stats and tendencies when you're in a one game. Obviously, we got to win 2, but you're in a one-game situation where your pitcher is having a moment. Don't go to the stats when he's having a moment. Let your eyes determine. When you think the hitters are telling you different. And John Schneider says that he's learned his lesson in every game. He said his first couple of postseasons, he lost about a month worth of sleep. Sitting there laying awake about not trusting his hands, not trusting his gut, going with the numbers, going with the script. So that was just
it's called trust your gut. That's old school, baby.
And committed himself to trusting people.
Bullpen just looks hungry.
Oscar Hernandez slaps it foul, and it's 1-2. Down to Tom Verducci.
Joe, it really is amazing when you think that he began this year pitching against the Jupiter Hammerheads in front of 327 people. Here we are, World Series Game 5. He's seeing the Dodgers, the highest scoring team in the National League, for the second time in 5 days.
This is going to be Oscar Hernandez. Joe, he has obtained.
And we have a runner on first with one out on the bottom of the bottom of the seventh. So there we go.
2008. We are looking at a true World Series prodigy.
Recaptured what he had against the Yankees in the division series. Doing to the Yankees what a young Josh Beckett did at the age of 23 in the World Series in 2003, punching out at Yankee Stadium. And speaking of Josh Beckett, saw him get the golf course. He
Edmund tonight with a pop out and a strikeout. So
no balls in a strikeout. Tommy Edmund 0 for 2. Fouls it into the glove. Strike 2. Continues to get ahead, even at 99 pitches. It's just in rhythm, and there's been no stress. And that's the beautiful thing about when you're in rhythm and you don't have to deal with a lot of stress. Stress causes you to be more firm with your pitches, to be more perfect with your pitches, and therefore more tension. Only one at bat tonight.
stress will also
That's why.
help you use it properly to focus. But you need to know how to use stress, just like anxiety.
One of only 3 hits in this game for LA. Edmund takes it in the dirt, and the county goes 2-2.
Understanding how your hypothalamus, along with how cortisol and your amygdala all work together and what triggers you want.
Pretty good career choice he picked. 2-2. Popped out of the second, goes for Dominguez and Fulhari both ready for John Schneider.
Muncie on deck.
Fulhari for Muncie.
Big Max, baby. Good name.
Pretty big, and stays alive.
Mm-hmm. Double play. Unbelievable. Wow. That's poetry in motion. Big Vlad at first, ready to get that ball. Now we head into the 8th. In Toronto, the Blue Jays up 4-1. Yeah. Let's not let it snow or thunder. Let's go to a different song. Go, go. Oh, he stopped his feet. We'll be back in a moment with the game and audio commercials. Can't watch them. Can't stand them motherfuckers. Let's get the fuck out of my face. You can turn it like this. You were so young, you were so dumb, you were so fucked up anyway. Life is ticking, ticking, ticking into the future. What? Is this how he learns about the better stop me? Or will he stop this beat before we start getting out of hand? Think about it. Think about it. Think about it. And we are back.
7 minutes. He's never going to forget that game, and neither are the fans of the Toronto Blue Jays. And his manager, to your point, showed what he had learned and what he was willing to stick out. Yeah, 5-1 lead, but how many times have we seen a lead? Just because you're supposed to take somebody out, the next guy's coming in and he ain't ready. He's not good. That right there says it all. The past, future, and the future that's just around. Junior was the hope, and then you savage. See the guy that pushes him over the top. Talk all about the offense. But starting pitching, going the way of the Blue Jays, that could be the last thing that tips this series in their advantage. Bobby already Clemente, 2 high base into center field. I want you to see what the Toronto Blue Jays have done against left-handed pitching.
Runner on first.
They didn't see any against Seattle for starters, but they took on the New York Yankees, and now they've seen Blake Snell twice. It's pretty impressive. If the score holds, they go to 7-1 in the 8 games against left-handed starters in these playoffs. 19 runs. Barger takes a swing. We talked about Snell twice. We talked about Max Fried. Rodon.
Barger with 2 singles.
Barger's been on all 3 times in this game. 5 singles and walk. 1-2 here.
Top of the 8th. Runner on first. 0-2 is the count. No outs.
Number 1 in the majors in batting average on the year. Number 1 in on base. The defense exceptional. You knew those things coming into the playoffs. The pitching, they had the worst ERA of the playoff teams, the entire field. You see that, it's hard to get too confident about your chances. But the pitching has exceeded what they did during the regular season. Well, Scherzer got healthy, and you see the better version of him. Boy, this is awkward. Bassett got healthier. He's been on the score.
Now we got a stolen base, a second
So all of a sudden,
by Toronto.
and you got Shane Bieber doing what he did. This is it's still an uphill task for both teams because
Lakers, Minnesota,
both
all
teams,
tied up
they
right
get
now.
tremendous starting
40
pitching.
seconds
So
left to play in the first.
Yamamoto, Game
Out.
6, and Crosby. Shoot for the second, and I'll advance forward to third. First out.
And we got one out there.
Savage. 11 strikeouts against the Yankees. Game 2 of the division series does it again here. First rookie with 10 strikeout games in a single postseason ever. And the adjustments he made at his bullpen and everything he looked at, yeah, I'd smile too. That was unbelievable in what he was able to do. The feel of pitching was way better. That splitter was incredible. Kind of past the John in infield to make it 6-1.
Yep, 6-1. Another runner on first.
And then kind of his first hit of the World Series.
Oh, man. You ever notice how 50 Cent kind of looks like Vlad Jr. a little bit?
It was
No?
game
Just
5
me?
last year.
Yeah.
The Dodgers hoisted the trophy, took advantage of the Yankees' defensive lapses. It's game 5 of the World Series this year, where their own mistakes helped the Blue Jays pile on.
I wonder if Canada.
There goes Canada off a first pitch and a strike.
Still a runner on first.
It's an easy stolen base. On his 5 runs, the Jays now lead by the way the Dodger offense is going. It feels like 50. It does. And
Jimenez on
somebody's going to have to crack the code
plate.
lineup and get hot at the absolute right time. Shallow left field. Here comes Alex Cole.
It's going to be out number 2 for Toronto. Top of the 8th. Runner on first. 6-1 is the score. Dodgers down 5. Plenty of time left.
From the dugout to your doorstep. Grab official World Series gear just like the players wear. MLBshop.com. Straw, defensive ace. Into the game for that purpose. Looking for his first hit of the World Series like Connor Falefa just got. Former Astro, former Guardian, and the Blue Jays, Miles Straw. St. John's River Community College. Junior college walkout once upon a time.
Junior college. Good for you.
Anthony Dominguez. Dodgers at the bottom of the order duo. No. 2-0. Well, really, in each game in this series, what the bullpens do will lead you to the answer who wins the games. Game 1, Toronto's pen gave up just 2. The Dodger pen gave up 6. Blue Jays won that one. Dodgers were able to stay away from the bullpen altogether in game 2 of the complete game. And that had the performance of the year for the
Left-handed one-eyed wonder. Excuse me, four-eyed wonder.
Jays pen had the edge. Fluharty got out of the jam that Bonda and Trinan couldn't. Tonight, the Dodger pen let the inherited runners score another one run here.
Dodging that. Another stolen base there by the Blue Jays. And now you got a runner on second.
The Dodgers have scored 4 total runs in their last 27 innings.
Wow.
That tells you all you need to know about an offense that has been pretty dormant and inconsistent. They'll have time to wake up because all they'll have to do if they don't come back here is win one game. And then win one
Pop
more
up. I don't think so.
But you'll hear that a lot from players and managers. All you do
Not
is win one
this
game.
time.
Not worry about the other one until you do. Find themselves in the same position the Blue Jays found themselves in the championship series, although they'll be on the road where the Jays took the 3-2 deficit home to Toronto, beat Seattle, get to the World Series for the first time in more than 3 decades. 3-2 on Miles Straw. Here comes Bonda. Right side of the infield, free.
All right. Going into the bottom of the 8th now. Do you think we come on, baby, tell me what's the word? A word up is the cold word. No matter where you say it, you know that you'll be heard. Word up, ooh, is the cold word. Let's go with. Here's a good one. The perfect song for tonight.
When the days are cold and the cards all fold, and the saints we see are all made of gold. Dreams are the ones we have are the worst of all. And the bloods run stale. I wanna hide the truth. I wanna shelter you, but with the beast inside, there's nowhere we can hide. No matter where we breathe, we still are made of greed. This is my kingdom come. This is my kingdom come. So last of all, when the lights fade out, all the sinners cross your grave. Masquerade, pour out, rescue me. Don't wanna let you down, but I am held down. No, this is all for you. Don't wanna hide the truth. No matter what we dream, we still are made of greed. This is my kingdom come. This is my kingdom come.
You won't believe where I am. T-Mobile now has the best network.
Star-studded cats fallen silent. We came into this World Series talking about the Dodgers figuring it out down the stretch that for a lot of this year wasn't pretty. And this is opening up some memories of that. From early July through early September, a full 2-month stretch, their offense was 27th in the majors. It's Junior's got for the first time. Start Saturday strong with the undefeated great Ohio State facing off the shoe. Starting at 10 a.m. Eastern with Big Noon kickoff. It's live from Columbus and it's Penn State, Ohio State. Big Noon Saturday on Fox.
Excuse me.
And part of Big Noon, Matt Liner, diehard Dodger fan.
Yeah, the Cardinals' greatest quarterback. And USC's greatest quarterback, too.
They're only running this game. So run in the third. Well, I know it's the last thing on his mind, but it looks like Clayton Kershaw's last appearance at Dodger Stadium will be the one that he came in with the bases loaded. Being that this is it for him doesn't mean he won't pitch or could not pitch in Toronto, but it appears that he will end his career, unbelievable career, and his last outing will be in relief with the bases loaded. You got that guy right there, Nathan Lucas, who will be able to tell his own grandkids today. You know, the last guy Clayton Kershaw faced was your grandfather. All 10 careers by every manager. This is how it finishes. And actually with Sandy Koufax throughout his career, right from the beginning, his highly touted left-handed arrives at Dodger Blue. He'll cap it with symmetry with Koufax as well, who ended his own career in the World Series. That's so beautiful that Sandy is here to see that. It's amazing.
Yeah, he's been a spring chicken.
I mean, he embodies what this organization was, is. Well, psychic. He talks, everything stops. People just like, they lean in. They want to hear what he's got to say. Very low key, not in the public. Dominant and regal. 89 years young. I'd love to be as sharp as he is, as good a health as he is at 49. Well, I know we talked about this in the regular season. We got to talking, he was over in New York. Just got to talking about golf and if he played much, during the year. He said, I tried to play a little bit, but when you pitch on sometimes 2 days rest and 3 days rest, he didn't have a lot of time for golf. Making 40 starts and doing the thing he had to do. So put it in perspective. Crowd didn't like this call. Frustrations rolling over from the lack of offense they've seen since Freddie Freeman's wrapped up. That's as much. What are we doing, Dodgers, as it is anger with that ball.
Bats have been cold for the Dodgers all night.
3-2 from the Dominguez. Inside.
Well, the 2 outs at the bottom of the 8th, they got man on first, walked, and we got Shohei Ohtani coming up.
Superstar member of our graphics team with us this October, but we can't wait till the article. In a 6-1 game, Ohtani to the plate. It's the first time tonight that he's hit with a man on. And it's only the second time that he's hit with a man on is 26 times up. Last time there was a mound meeting. Yeah. And the very next pitch, there was a home run. So I'm wondering what this mound meeting and reminding him of probably throwing a first pitch split and making sure that he gets the ball away. So we'll see how he responds. But that turned into an 18-inning feud. If you're trying to figure out what the mechanism was last time, first time when you did it, then the message would have been put the ball as middle as you can to see how far you can. It was right on a tee, the very first pitch. The scorcher off the back of time that he was on the swimmer, and it's down to first for Vlad Jr., and it sends game 5 with an out.
Just like that. 9th inning coming up. Awful.
Chevy makes America's most dependable truck.
Well, let's see. Here's another fitting song.
I was lying on the grass a Sunday morning of last week, indulging in my self-defeat. My mom was like Dolly Stubbs, all twisted around me. I got to the bar on 315. Now I'm finally there and I'll be there. A confusing morning week. In bed, I tried my lunar speak. And of course you can't become if you only say what you would have done. So I'm just done at the last one. I know if for me, it's still that making sure I'm not in too deep. It's still that
Keep bursting on my feet. If you still want that. Was flying on the bench, sliding hard across the street. Elephant are that big. My sticky bonds really make it all that big. That's where you cheat. And incredible. Now the body flip, they're leaning there and staring at me. Involved in unusual things. And I'm not holding you on. I you will want to come. So I'm just a million miles from fun. No. For me, you still like that to make me sure I'm not here to take it. If you feel like to keep first on my feet. If you still like that to
Fuck your copyright. This is Russia.
They lead this one 6-1. Trinan misses away with his first pitch. Trinan's third appearance in this World Series. Jays hitters are 5 for 7 against him. For Guerrero, a home run and 2 walks today. Continuing his marvelous postseason. Coming up when the game finishes, stay tuned for the post-game show on Fox and over on FS1 with KB, Alex, Poppy, and Derek. It's presented by Strauss.
And stay tuned for Max's weekly winners. We went 9-5 last week. We have yet to have a week that we don't end up with a positive record. So we got a tough week. But I got some good picks. I always got good picks. But don't be a gambling degenerate.
You're going to get it. Have 20,000 there on their off day. 26,000 there for the watch party. Trying to come back here to get Guerrero.
1 out, top of the ninth. And the Dodgers 2 outs away from seeing whether or not they can make a miracle happen.
Extra day of rest for George Springer. Do they get
Hello, LA.
Not needed.
No.
2 games without him. They're 2-0. Certainly they'll take him if they can get him though. The tricky thing is,
No, Dodgers I can root for. Feel good about the Dodgers. I like the Dodgers. I don't have anything against Toronto or Canada, so we got a lot of fans actually in Canada. It's nice. I don't know. It's just Instagram disconnected. I don't know. It doesn't look that way to me.
Wow. Well, for one, I don't always need, but yeah.
Oh, they only allow a certain amount of time, from what I remember. I don't know what the fuck Instagram does. I don't give a shit.
It's not like it matters.
It doesn't.
Defensively, it's the DH spots. You can pick anybody to go run for
Would you do this?
Talking to John Schneider before the game,
Yeah,
he
we'll
says
do
first that George Springer, if he entered this game tonight, one way or the other, it wasn't going to get worse, the injury. And it wasn't going to get necessarily better holding him out. So maybe this is simply a case of the Jays wanting to see where he is, Springer wanting to see where he is. Remember, he ran around today before the game. He hit off the velocity machine. They said he was going to hit in the cage tonight. So this could simply be a matter of him feeling good enough to give it a try.
Yeah, we asked him, can he, because at that point the lineup wasn't out. We said, hey, if we see the lineup come out, he's not, it's safe to assume he decided, let's just get him one more day and the off day so he's ready for game 6. And Schneider said, I considered that, but came around to say, no, this is the World Series. If George says he's ready and can be in there, he's going to be in there. Bounce a decision. Happy to get the shit. George, head back down to the dugout. Stay tuned. You can imagine the roar that he'll hear from that Toronto crowd. He's leading off game 6. 6-1 in game 5. Here's Kirk.
All right, Instagram, there you go. Get that on. 2 outs, top of the ninth. 1-0 is the count. Cart is, and that's going to be a quick inning for Toronto. Last chance here for the Dodgers to see if they can make some magic happen. Smith, Betts, and Freeman on deck.
There you go, brother.
And fuck your commercial. Kiss my copyright. Biatch! Let's see here. Hold on.
They see me rolling, they hating, patrolling, trying to get me riding dirty, 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 trying to get me riding dirty. My music's so loud, I'm singing, they hoping they gon' catch me riding dirty, trying to get me riding dirty, trying to get me riding dirty, trying to get me riding, trying to get me riding. See me leaning, I'm tense, so it ain't easy to be sick for me. See me ride by, they can see the gleam. I shine on the deck in the TV screen. Brown with a chick, she like cola. Next to the PlayStation controller, it's a full clip in my pistol. Send a jackal into a coma. I'm crazy like crazy, I'm just trying to have no babies. Rock the stuff, so I pull in ladies. Laws of control, you know they hate me. Music turn all the way up into the maximum. Speak to some niggas try to check for some, but we packing something and we have for We're having it locked up in the maximum security cell. I'm gripping music louder than tipping slow. Wednesday twisting like hit this dough. Pull up behind and it's in his throat. Windows down, gotta stop pollution. They can change niggas like who's that producing. It's the best skills when we out the cruising. Got warrants in every city except Houston, but I still ain't losing. See me rolling. They hating, patrolling and trying to catch me riding dirty. 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 My music's so loud, I'm singing. They hoping they gon' catch me riding dirty. Catch me riding dirty. Trying to catch me riding dirty. Trying to catch me riding dirty. I've been drinking and smoking, holy shit, cause I really can't focus. I can't get it home with a focus with this big old asparagus slur. Up in the caravan, nigga sipping on the hit, seeing it again, seeing it again. We in the wind, when I motherfucker on the bus, I got another one up, we need a like we for the fuck. I got a mother on my right hand, what else my left piece in my ball. One of the 3 release in hall, to the 3 we in my dog. Joe, like a nigga in the back streets, wanted by the 6 pounds, like I hate like glass shots to the block, we creak, pop, pop.
By midsummer, people thought Blue Jays, okay, maybe there's something there. But the start of September, odds getting better. This is coming into the day right there. It's really hard to do what the Dodgers are trying to do. No team in the National League has won it all back-to-back season since the Big Red Machine in the 1970s. No team at all has done it since the Yankees, 98 through 2000.
Fuck.
Jeff Hoffman. John Schneider not taking any chances here with a 5-run lead. His closers in. 2, 3, and 4 coming up. Ball 1 on Will Smith. Smith 0 for 3. Nobody immune to the offensive struggles. Even the steady catcher, 1 for his last 13. Day off tomorrow, obviously, so Hoffman comes in, 5-run lead. Well, 2 balls in the strike. And again, the same thing. Obviously, closer knows being in the toughest of situations. Just don't get anybody on base for a walk. 2-on spin. Dodger offense starts at the top, even with the lineup change. Different night, same story. Top 4 guys 0 for 12, 7 Ks. They ran into Trey Savage. The 12th strikeout game in World Series history. The first one since Orlando Duque Hernandez did it for the Yankees against the Mets in 2000. He lost that game. Smith starts the ninth for a base hit. Let's get a win a 12 strikeout game in the World Series. Bob Gibson in 1968. Trey Savage, pinch yourself. That's 0 for 3 and 3 for 22 in the World Series. So we'll let you know about Smith's recent scores. That's been a big story that we looked at the top of the 3 for 21 in the World Series. Max Muncy, 4 for his last 32. Ohtani, 0 for his last 7. You're on top front. So who's going to step up? Well, they're going to hope that Yamamoto does in Game 6, but they're going to need a couple guys to get out of early time slumps offensively. One to Vince. And as good as Yamamoto is, it's not like Kevin Gossman is a pushover. 255 in this postseason. Retired 17 in a row before he went to the AAA in Game 2. 6 2/3, 3 runs allowed in the feet. The 1-2 to Vince. Yeah, it's safe to say that if that stat we just showed, 1 through 4, doesn't change dramatically, Dodgers will not repeat.
Even with the runner on first, bottom of the ninth, 2-2. They got Riley caps on, everything. Superstitious. They got every superstition in the world going on. And that one's going to be out. There's one out in the bottom of the ninth for the Dodgers. Still runner on first. I'm not saying it's over. I'm just telling you that it may be getting to that point. I'm an optimist, and I'm also a realist. I'd like to give you hope, but I also don't want to lie to you and tell you that all of a sudden the Dodgers are going to be able to come back and win this game. I don't say it's not possible. I just say it's very unlikely. Probability drops significantly, especially if you get one more out. I think it's less than a 1% chance. So, yeah. But right now, if you continue to walk people and load up these bases, then you might be doing something a little bit different. If you do your job, that's what I love about baseball. It's a one-on-one game, if you think about it. You have a supporting cast, obviously. You have 7 men in the outfield. You have your catcher and your pitcher. So you have 9 people. But the relationship between the pitcher and the catcher is really, in my opinion, the most important one. Because if that pitcher is throwing balls that nobody can hit, And the guys that are in the outfield at first, second, and third, center field, shortstop, etc., right, left field, those guys, it makes their job so much easier. Because if you got a guy who pitches so good that nobody else can hit the ball, and that's 2 outs, bottom of the ninth, Freeman struck out. Now the chances they drop drastically. I'm not telling you it's over, but I'm telling you it's over for tonight. Now what you need to do is take advantage of the rest and do what you need to do tomorrow. Otherwise, Friday is going to be the end of your season. One strike already. He didn't even try on that one. And they've looked so flat last night. They looked flat tonight. And I understand last night because of the night before, but Toronto looks a lot hungrier. They look a lot more attentive and much more tuned in and focused on winning. That, you know, a lot of teams, they would have just given up because of that game 3 and what it took out of them. But these guys, they use that as fuel to get them through game 4 and now presumably through game 5. That's 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bottom of the ninth. This is all but over. But we're not done because we still got our NFL picks we're going to make. We'll do it fast, so we won't take a whole lot of time. But we got our picks already made. Oh, we got away from there on the slider. Everything, by the way, for the platforms that I got to tread lightly on is fair use. It's educational, criticism, and all that other shit that fair use is. So, yeah. And that's game. Friday night. We'll see it again. Well, it was a good game. If you're a Toronto fan, if you're like me, you're just like, Dodgers, you got to do better. You got to do better. Anyway, let's get to our picks. Let's change up the screen. Let's get ready to handle our business. Let's move the mic back too. There we go. I hope that while I was broadcasting the game that you were able to hear it clear enough to where you understood everything that was being said and that you enjoyed it, and that certain platforms don't get all fucking bent out of shape and decide to do dumb shit for no good reason. So we'll see what happens. I didn't break any rules, not any of my rules. So, it is what it is. All right, let's go. Make sure it's up here. Wait. Every once in a while, StreamYard likes to fake the front, but we're not doing that. First game tomorrow night. It's going to be an interesting one. This whole week is going to be full of interesting picks, and I'll write everything down as I always do. It'll be in the community posts and the Facebook, not the Facebook, on the YouTube. So check it out. See, this is the 9th week. And like I said, last year we were 12, 13, no less than 11 a week. This year we started out great. We're right there at 11. Week 5 killed us. And then this last week didn't help with 9 wins either. But we have yet to have a losing week. And, the week before we had 12 wins. So, like I said, week 5 really killed us. And this past week, it killed us. Week 8 killed us. But week 6, week 7, 12 wins apiece. This is no problem. And I hope we can rebound again. I expect we do, and we can, and I'm going to prove it. So let's go through it here. Let me switch it up. Tomorrow night, Baltimore going to Miami. We got 7.5 points on Baltimore for the spread. And the over-under is 50.5. That one's on Amazon. Whether we broadcast tomorrow night or not, we'll see. We went with Miami. I don't trust Huntley, and I don't know if Lamar's ready to be back in or whether he's going to be the same Lamar that we've seen. They've been unimpressive thus far, so I don't expect to see a different Baltimore team. Yes, I realize they won last week, but they still do not look good by any means. And I'm not saying that Miami is a great powerhouse and they're going to kill and crush, but at least last week they showed me some fight, and I expect to see the same this week. So we're going with the Dolphins. Next, we got early games Sunday. Denver going to Houston. We got Denver in this one. Houston's favored by 1.5. 39.5 is the over-under. I think the Broncos defense is going to be paramount for their victory in this one. I think Houston did well last week. CJ Stroud showed why he was a first-round draft choice. And I think, and I believe, that Bo Nix is him for Denver and probably the best quarterback that they've had since Peyton Manning. So within the last decade, we're going with Denver, as much as that hurts. But we went with them before. It's a non-biased type thing for the most part, unless it's down to the Chiefs. And, hey, listen, I'm in Kansas City. It's my squad. So understand that's the way it is. Unless I don't think they're going to win, and I'll tell you, I don't think they're going to win, but we'll get to that in a minute. Next game, we got the Colts going to Pittsburgh, who, started out doing good, winning against the Packers. Aaron Rodgers looked like he might have his revenge game. They were leading at halftime, and then boom, they took a big, nasty shit and lost the game. Now we have an opportunity to see whether or not they can redeem themselves against the red hot Colts, the best team record-wise in the NFL. Daniel Jones has been having his greatest year, arguably, with his new team. Indy's favored by 3 points. It's a 50.5 point over-under. This one, we're going with Pittsburgh. They're going to be able to prove that they are a real good team, and they are, with a solid yet older defense that can get the job done still. So I expect it to be a hard-fought game. I realize that the running back situation favors Indianapolis. Thank you for letting me know that Jonathan Taylor still is a part of the team. I'm aware. But, like I said, the Pittsburgh Steelers defense is going to be able to limit him and force Daniel Jones to be the one to win this game. Watch. Anyway, next game, San Fran going to New York. No Cam Scatterboo, out for the rest of the season. Jackson Dart, not sold on him. I'm not going to lie. San Fran, I don't believe Purdy's back in. So you got Mac Jones. However, I believe that San Francisco is getting healthier and will continue to get healthy as the season progresses. They've had some losses, not only losses in games, but losses in personnel that have truly affected them on both sides of the ball. But this week, we believe that San Fran is going to be able to go ahead and take out the Giants, and that's why we're going with San Francisco, who is still going to be a 2.5 point favorite with a 48.5 point over-under. Next, we have the Falcons going to New England to face the Patriots, who are red hot, leading the division, all right, at 6-2 under Coach Mike Vrabel, who's got that old school tough mentality. Tennessee, what were you thinking when you let him go? You weren't. That's what happened. Atlanta, you really let me down. Kirk Cousins, I don't even know why you're still playing at this point. And I don't see this game being a good game, though it might be a close game. However, when it's all said and done and the dust clears, New England's going to win. It's an early game. Excuse me. And as far as the spread, we're looking at 5.5 points. New England's favored, and 45 is the over-under. And like I said, we're going with New England. Next game, this one, CBS, 12 noon. Los Angeles, the Chargers visiting the interim head coach, rookie quarterback Cam Ward Titans, who have underwhelmed. L'Jarius Sneed out, amongst others. No real leadership. I'm not going to lie to you. The Chargers are a good team. They might not be a great team. They may not be an elite team, but they're a whole hell of a lot better than the Titans. They're a 9.5-point favorite. Over-under is 43.5 points. We're going with the Bolts. Next, we got Carolina going to Green Bay. Green Bay, 13.5-point being the favorite in that one. 44 is the over-under. This one's on Fox. Also, early game. 2 more early games after this. We like Green Bay. Obviously, we talked about what happened last week and able to come back to beat the Steelers in Pittsburgh. Aaron Rodgers lost to his old team. That was huge. Jordan Love and the rest of the group had a great game. Josh Jacobs and company. I expect that some of the same is going to happen against Carolina, though I don't believe Carolina is just going to lay down and not play. Bryce Young continues to improve, and I expect that he will continue to improve. And the more talent that you surround him with, the better he's going to be. So this game, we are going to go with Green Bay, but I think it's going to be a lot better game than what the odds makers are saying. Next, we got Minnesota and Detroit. Obviously, Carson Wentz out. McCarthy may or may not play. I don't believe he's been cleared, so I don't even know who the quarterback is, nor do I care, because I don't think Minnesota has what it takes to beat Detroit. Detroit's favored by 8.5 points. 48.5 is the spread. We're going with the Lions, who've been consistent after a slow start, and people doubted them. Dan Campbell has righted the ship. He's making sure that they stay away from the rocks, okay, and doing what needs to be done in order to make sure that they are competitive and are seen in their being relevant in a postseason spot. And the final game of the afternoon, the early games, we've got the Bears. Oh, by the way, we said we are going with the Lions, so make no mistake, Lions. Next game, we've got the Bears traveling to Cincinnati to face the Bengals. Now with quarterback Joe Flacco, who dueled it out with Aaron Rodgers and was able to beat Rodgers. So, is Joe Flacco elite? Yes, but not because he beat Rodgers. He's just a good quarterback and people don't give him enough credit. I don't know why, but he is a great quarterback. He's got great receivers to throw the ball to. Yes, I know they lost to the Jets. I realize that. You don't have to remind me. I know. I've got Sunday ticket. I've rewatched games in my spare time, what I need to know, what I need to see, look at injury reports, etc. Enough, and whatever I can retain and remember, I use when I make my picks. The Bears have been a lot better. Odunze has been taking care of business. DJ Moore has been taking care of business. Caleb Williams has looked a lot better and has continued to improve. That doesn't mean that he's that guy, and I don't believe he is. And today, I'm going to tell you that I'm taking the Bengals to beat the Bears. Chicago is a 3-point favorite with a 51.5-point over-under. We're taking Cincinnati. Next game, we got the Saints going to Los Angeles to face the Rams. I love the Rams. They're a great team. Sean McVay, Matt Stafford and company, Monte Adams, everybody on that squad's fun to watch when they're playing and they're clicking. It's poetry in motion. We're going with the Rams. New Orleans, 1-7. Listen, they've got a long way to go before they're in contention or even considered to be a mid-tier team, let alone a good team. This is going to be an evaluation year to start a rebuild. So, New Orleans fans, I'm sorry, but we got to go with the Rams. Next, we got Duval County and the Jacksonville Jaguars going into Las Vegas to face the Raiders. In the Death Star, Jacksonville, a 3-point favorite, a 44.5 point over under. And though I love the Raiders, and everybody knows this because of the history and certain other things, but Duval County and the Jaguars have what it takes in way of a better quarterback, a better running back, and a better overall team than the Raiders. That is why I'm taking the Jaguars from Duval County of Jacksonville to beat the Raiders of Las Vegas. Moving right along, the game that everybody's talking about. Kansas City going to Buffalo to face the Buffalo Wings. Going to be a lot of broken tables. That's what they do. That's their tradition. A lot of weird shit that they do in Buffalo. I don't see what the draw is. I've been there. I don't know. If you like cold weather for most of the year, it's a perfect place for you. Kansas City underdog. Buffalo favored by 2 points. Over-under is 52.5. This is going to be an afternoon game. You know I'm taking Kansas City because they beat Buffalo and they're going to beat them again. They know how to beat Buffalo. They know how to beat Sean McDermott. Ed Oliver, he's out. That's not going to help the defense of Buffalo against what is becoming a pretty serious running attack in Kansas City between Smith, Hunt, and Pacheco. So I'm going for Kansas City. I think it'll be a close game. They always are between these two clubs. They play each other hard. I expect it to go down to the wire, as it always does. I never expect it to be a blowout. I've yet to see that happen, and I don't think it's going to happen now. But at the end of the day, when that clock hits 0, Kansas City is going to be ahead, and they will win. Next, we got Sunday night. Seattle, Washington. Seattle favored by 3. The over-under is 47.5. And Seattle, as much as I talk shit about USC quarterbacks and Sam Darnold and his mononucleosis that he had for the first year or two of his NFL career with the Jets, it was probably because he was with the Jets. Washington, Daniels, more than likely going to be out. Mariota did not look good. He didn't look confident. I'm surprised because when he was in Oregon, when he started out his career early in the NFL, this is the first Heisman Trophy winning quarterback for the Ducks in team history, not to mention Heisman Trophy winner. Like I just said, first round draft pick, starting quarterback. He's fallen off. Maybe he's lost some confidence. He's still very capable. But against the Chiefs, you saw a lot of weaknesses get exposed, especially Connerly on that offensive line. So if you can't give Mariota time and protect him and force him to win this game for you, then you already lost. Seattle is what we're going with. 3-point is what the spread is. 47.5 is the over-under, and that is Sunday night. Then Monday night's game, we got the Cardinals and Jerry Jones and the Cowboys in Dallas. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm picking the Cowboys. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I'm picking the Cowboys. As much as I want to pick Arizona, they've been so inconsistent. Marvin Harrison Jr. has been a bit of a disappointment. Kyler Murray has also made mistakes that at this stage in his career he should not be making anymore. They've got plenty of talent on both sides of the ball. It's just not being utilized properly. And that's not a failure in the team. It's a failure as an organization. And until they get that fixed and change the culture and make some moves to either put other players and build around Kyler Murray and add to that receiving core and his weapons, or you move on from Kyler Murray and build and find somebody else. So Dallas favored by 2.5 points. The over-under is 53.5, and that's Monday night. So we're going with Dallas. And just to recap, we got Miami, we got Denver, we got Pittsburgh, we got San Fran, we got New England, we got the Chargers, we've got Green Bay, we've got the Lions, we've got the Bengals, we've got the Rams, we got the Jags, we got the Chiefs, we got Seattle, and we got Jerry Jones and the Cowboys. Forgive me. All right, guys, gals, I thank you all for tuning in, sticking with me, staying with me. Your subscriptions, your viewership, me earning it is a blessing. This is therapy to me and enjoyable to a degree. So, no, I do enjoy it. If I didn't enjoy it, I wouldn't do it. I don't get paid for it. This is a labor of love. And I wish I could do it more consistently, but hopefully in the near future, God help me, everything goes right. We'll be able to be okay. We're more okay than we are now. So thank you all again. You guys mean the world to me, and gals. I use it as a universal term. I don't mean it just guys. It's guys like, hey, guys, like a bunch of people are around. You know what I mean? Anyway, it's your boy, Mad Max, the self-fucking great host of the self-fucking great variety show, or the Russian tea room, or whatever you want to call it, signing off until the next one, which could be any time. And if you ever want to join the show, you're always welcome to do so. Always a link available. It automatically goes to Kick, YouTube, and I think Twitch. But Rumble, whoever else, more than welcome to join in. X, Instagram, Facebook, whoever else. So thank you all. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Enjoy the rest of your week. Have a happy and safe Thursday. And let's make sure that we be our best selves. But at the same time, don't take shit from anybody. This is Mad Max signing off until the next one.